Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Madam Faizan binti Hashim. Today we would like to present about housing system in Parit Haji Hassan. First and foremost, what is creativity and innovation? Creating something requires both creativity and innovation. Creativity is defined as creating anything through the use of one's imagination or fresh idea, while innovation see that creation of something entirely original that has never been done before. Original thought and knowledge, which liberate potential and are crucial components of idea development, are often at the core of creativity. On the other hand, innovation is the process of making the imaginative notion you come up with into a workable solution. There are 4 steps of creativity, which is identify issue, generate issue, polish outcome, and implement. Next is introduction. Housing is any place where people or families can live in accordance with the norms that have been established, whether it be a building or another type of structure. In this overview, we are allowed to do a survey of the problems and concerns that arise in the area of research. In order to maintain the village well-being, the issue that arise in their residential areas must be solved.
The National Housing Policy have 4 objectives, which is, first, to provide a housing rules development framework to assist the government and the private sector in providing housing based on needs of all walks of life. Second, to promote diversity of household access to housing through ownership and rental. Third, to ensure the social allocation of the housing sector is enjoyable by qualified households. Lastly, to emphasize the provision and maintenance of affordable housing that is affordable to the people.
For methodology, the first method is observation. It is a way to obtain objective data by watching a participant and recording it for analysis at a later stage. We made an observation around Kampung Parit Haji Hassan area. We found out there are some problems which is lead to be a serious issues about sustainable housing development. The second one is interview. An interview is a qualitative research method that relies on asking questions in order to collect data. We interviewed some of the villagers regarding the housing issues. The interview session take approximately 30 minutes to 1 hour for each house. All of the group members participated during the interview and observation.
Current housing issue. The construction or designated use of homes or structures, either individually or collectively for the purposes of shelter, is referred as a housing or more broadly, living spaces. Housing, whether it to be a home or another type of habitation, lodging, or shelter, ensures that people of society have a place to sleep. Low-level public security. A community work together to take on responsibility for keeping an eye on each other's properties to deter crime. Based on our interview, there have been several cases of housebreaking in this residential area. Burglary cases also involve weapons such as knives to scare the victim. Mr. Rolslan bin Rosman also stated that he was a victim of robbery 4 times. A social issue is a problem that has wide-ranging effects on a society such as drug abuse. From my interview conducted, Mrs. Mariam binti Sulaiman said that she has a house near the surau that is rented out to other people. The people who rented Mrs. Mariam's house abused the house by using it as a place to take drugs.
Third, weakness in management of road for residents. Roads are very important public access for people in the residential area. Based on our respondents state that the road that serve as a main road for the residents are puddled, uneven and narrow. The puddle is very deep, and during the rainy season the puddle is filled with water. This can be the cause of accident. Another respondent says that the main road here is narrow, especially at the village entrance, and sometimes cause conflicting vehicles. Fourth, lack of drainage system. Drainage system is very important. If the drainage system is not taken seriously in a system, it will certainly bring problem to the local community in the future. Based on our observation, we found that the drainage system here is less efficient. Ditch management is said to only be dug up to the end of the village. This resulted in water confluence between two villages, which are Kampung Baru and Kampung Parit Haji Hassan. Then the water will overflow until there is a flood in both villages. Fifth, migration among young people. Migration here means that the internal migration with pattern of village to city. The main flow pattern consists of young people migrating due to the attraction of work and education, which act as the push factor in countryside. Some young people migrate from village to city to get a better job in town, whether in the government or private sector.
So next, I will present about improvement. First, rainwater harvesting system and digging ditches. Rainwater harvesting system can prevent flooding in residential areas. Collecting and reusing rainwater collected from the roof of a building for a specific purpose. Dig and ditches until to the big sea. Second, providing wider employment opportunities. Government is opening job opportunities, opening labor-intensive manufacturing industry and rural areas. For example, opening the cooking oil industry because the area is rich in raw material resources, namely palm oil. That is exchange security control. Ensure the well-being of the community is maintained. All neighborhoods cooperate in increasing security control. For example, is always making patrols.
The fourth of improvement is create a complaint portal, which is they can file complaint through this portal online. The integrated hotline system can also be used to make complaint because it will display the owner's information like in the waste application. The resident also can display picture or videos in the event of road damage, and even narrow roads problem can also be reported through this portal. And the last of improvement is legal action. This legal action the authorities can take legal action to the owner of the house that is left empty under Section 74 of the Local Government Act 1976, which is individual who leave the house or building or land dirty and unmanaged will be subject to an action of 100 or 6 months in prison and an additional 100 for the duration of the offence. Indirectly, the addict could not stay and sit at the house if the owner of each house does not let their house be left empty and uninhabited.
Lastly is conclusion. In conclusion, the objective of sustainable housing is to ensure that buildings and their operations have the least detrimental effects on people's health and surrounding, as well as the environment. This is done by improving the design, location, construction, and overall development of the building. All sustainable structures employ appropriate materials that are strong, cost-effective, and recyclable to reduce the release of toxic substances over the course of their lifetime. They are also designed to be energy and resource efficient. Safety, energy efficiency, comfort, then material and water efficiency are further features of sustainable housing. Additional elements for sustainable housing that support the development of sustainable housing include affordability and the environment. In order to ensure the villager's safety, the authorities must plan ahead and address their issue. All the problem can be solved with some ideas for improvement according to the observation gathered. All research apply critical thinking to address issues faced by housing tenants. The research discovered that there were numerous problems in the community as a result of the interview. The issues are low-level public security, abuse on the basis of housing, weakness in management of road for residents, lack of drainage system. Solutions to the issues that arise must be connected to sustainable housing. With the assistance of sustainable housing, we can obtain a lot of information and problems can be dealt with if we have such reference. The ideal residential location should have qualities like good architecture, a secure atmosphere, affordable prices, and so forth. A residential neighborhood makes it possible for residents to live comfortably because of these features. If there are floods in the village, the economy of the resident cannot run, in the result in a decline in the population's income. A home must have all necessary safety features and the neighborhood must be secure. According to the observation made, this issue can be solved by installing a rainwater collecting system. The purpose of this technique was to avoid frequent flooding. The construction of drains that divert water to the river is another method of preventing flooding. This approach will undoubtedly help to lessen the floods. This means that a housing area booked to have sustainable housing, a home must have all necessary safety features and the neighborhood must be secure. In order to create a home that is connected to sustainable housing, house builders must utilize creative and new ways.